what up?
All right, hey, what's up? Welcome back to the third episode of Raj Against the Machine. I'm here with my buddy Natan Badalov.
What up, man?
Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
okay.
got it. Thanks
Cool.
for having me, man.
Of
I
course.
appreciate it.
Yeah. And then, of course, our producer, Eric. Say what's up.
What up, man?
So, Natan,
What
tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do?
Oh, I'm a comedian and writer. I'm not an actor. I'm not a... Yeah, all those things.
All those good things. You actually just had a clip recently go pretty viral, right?
Oh, the New Yorkers one?
New Yorkers,
Oh,
yeah.
my God. Yeah. People got so upset that it was me basically saying that New York isn't the same anymore, which is the most New York thing you can do as a New Yorker is just complain about New York. And somehow that got people upset. Someone told me, oh, you know that guy Walter Masterson?
Walter Masterson.
He's like famous on the liberal side for like making... He told me to leave.
Yeah.
He told me to
I
leave New
saw
York.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, what? But I go like, yeah, whatever.
Well, at least he said leave New York.
Yeah, leave
yeah.
this country. It's fair to tell someone to leave a city, but not the country.
No, the country's too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. But I saw that one chick from
Julia Fox.
Uncut Gems,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
She never replied.
The one that got away.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
cool. How did that? I know. I saw a lot of people commenting about how
that's
like,
great.
oh, he's not tough enough. He can't take New York. That's
Wait, this isn't. It's a city. It's not. This isn't a fucking UFC fight. Can I curse on this?
yeah.
Oh,
go for
okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering. But yeah, it was so stupid. But yeah, it was. What's his name? Fabulous, the rapper.
Whoa.
He replied.
What did he say?
He said yes, but because I mentioned that New York is like a nostalgia dream, and that people are just the only way people are getting by is just remembering what it used to be. And then he said, "True, but the world is now like a nostalgia dream."
Yeah, I guess that's a good point, right? The world is
Yeah.
ever evolving, right? So everything changes. So your perspective on New York isn't
Yes.
really unique.
No.
But I still think it is true. And all those people in your comments who were butthurt by
Yeah.
the fact that you said that are freaking
Yeah.
idiots.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
true. It's nowhere near the same as it once was. you
No,
know?
but also the two things where like this is a sign of me getting older because it's like that is getting older is just kind of just it's like the death of your childhood or the death of your teens or 20s or something like that. But it's also this is more drastic of a change for New York than like I think in the 2000s or something like that because the pandemic really affected the city. Mayor Adams really affected the city.
This guy.
I don't know how he's not in jail. Somehow he's still talking to people. It's weird.
Yeah.
He's been getting bribes from like the Turkish government.
The Turkish government.
I don't know. I don't know how he's not. Every time he's on my Instagram, TikTok, whatever, I just write, "How are you not in jail?" Every single time, and nobody. It's so weird.
Yeah. And it's so funny. I mean, I didn't like Adams even before all this stuff came out.
Really?
Yeah, like remember his solution to cleaning up the city's rat problem was to just get garbage bins.
That's it?
Yeah, and then there was a video of him bringing a bin to the curb, and everybody's applauding him. Like he just
He just goes like that. Like
yeah. Did you see this?
I did.
Yeah.
It was like a novel idea. The garbage can. No one's ever. This is unheard of.
Did you ever see his solution to the shortage of lifeguards in the city? He said that there's a bunch of migrants and they're from Mexico and they swam here, so we might as well put them on the lifeguards.
I don't hate the idea.
Yeah, I guess
It's kind of a
because
good idea.
Then they won't. Like, who else would save your life more than an illegal? Like, they need this job to stay here.
Because
Yeah.
also, if they don't save your life,
Yeah.
it falls back on them, and then
Then they got to get kicked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had this one joke that it's pretty rough of an idea where I go, the threat of, or it's the premise. It's just the threat of deportation makes you do your job better.
Oh.
That's the premise. And that's sort of like that. Where like illegal immigrants, it would be like,
If anything, they're hoping somebody drowns so they can save them.
yes, and
be
they're like, look,
hey,
I'm here. Keep me here, you know? That'll
I
be
would
part
have
of
been
their...
surprised if they planted a couple of
Yeah,
dragons.
yeah. Just like, hey, go out there. I'll bring you back. And they do that to a friend that they hate. And you're like, fucking die, bro. I don't care. But yeah.
Yeah, but Eric Adams with his amazing solutions are just things that people do. They're day-to-day activities.
Yeah, it's... I almost think that like he genuinely thinks that these are either good ideas and that people laugh. And so with that laughter, he goes like, oh, I can get away with it because they laugh.
Yeah, but do you want people laughing at you when you're the mayor?
I think at this point, this is probably going into the topics that we were talking about. It's like at this point, in terms of politics, I think they don't care about your reaction.
Yeah, they just want a reaction.
Yeah, because like you do with Trump and Musk, it's like even if they're doing something wrong, they know at this point that there's so many people that are on their side unequivocally that there will always be a reaction back. Like even if you like going into what Musk did like a couple days ago, I posted something about it and people like I'm Jewish and Jews are telling me they're like
come on,
no, he's not. I go, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, how are you defending a billionaire with influence? That you know he's like Trump's right. He's basically the president because of how much influence he has, and you're a Jew, and you're telling me he has autism. I've never met an autistic person.
So I guess
that does
every
that
single
shit.
Nazi was an autistic person
that did it. He did it twice too.
Yeah, he did it twice.
Yeah.
And like the first time, fine. Maybe I could see somebody was like, "Oh, he's just giving his heart to everybody."
But nobody. This is giving your heart. Go like this and then throwing it. How fucking weird shaped is your heart that you're going like that? You're throwing it. What is this?
Yeah, the trajectory was a little off.
Yes.
Where he was throwing his heart to.
I don't get it. But that's what I was saying. Where like people were just defending him before he even said something. So he didn't even say yes or no yet.
Yeah.
Within hours, people were like, no, he didn't. No. And you go like, what are you?
Yeah.
First of all, why are you so personally? Why do you have such a personal attachment towards a billionaire that he's not American.
Yeah, he's not
a
even
South
American.
African
Yeah.
billionaire. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole Nazi salute thing and the people's defense. Like whenever people go online and they comment, they're just like, "Come on, really? This? Get over it." But then, what's your backup to this? Like,
Yeah,
what
like
is
this
it? If
get
it
over
isn't
what?
that- if it isn't that,
Yeah.
then what is it?
But there is also, you know, who hasn't said it wasn't a Nazi salute?
It's
Elon Musk. He still hasn't refuted that he said that.
Yeah.
If I did that, whatever. If I had autism, I'm probably on the spectrum somehow. And
We
if
all
I
are.
did, if I did that shit, I would talk to anyone and go everywhere to say like, "Hey, that was an accident. Please." I wouldn't do what
that
Musk.
looks really bad.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I was call my mom, do all that shit. I wouldn't go on Twitter, which is what he did, and say like all this Hitler talk is played out or something like that.
Yeah.
No one called him Hitler,
Yeah.
so he just called himself
No,
that.
he called Hitler.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the devil's advocate guy.
Yeah.
There were photos of other, left-wing politicians who were caught in this
Yeah.
position. I'm sure the context was a little different. I didn't actually do the research on that, but you can find Kamala doing that.
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
find Hillary doing that. And that would be the argument on their end.
So here's my rebuttal.
Go ahead.
There's a reason why they're pictures. They're not videos.
Yeah, if you look
Because
hard
if
enough, you
you
could
s-
find a still of us doing that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like-
There's also
There's the thumbnail right
there's a thumbnail. Yeah. There's also I saw the videos of Kamala doing that. She was just going like that, and then she just pointed, and that was it. But also like there's like so many ties to what he's doing too. Like Musk supports the AfD, the neo-Nazi party, right-wing party. It's like an extremist party in Germany
okay.
that is trying to get elected and take control over that. So it's like these are the patterns are very similar. Like he supports every right-wing extremist party. And then he did a Nazi
And then it does it twice.
Like
yeah.
what? And also that argument is also like, well, the whataboutism, which it doesn't. Can't you do that with every argument? You
Of
know what I mean?
course, yeah.
Like, well, yeah, you did this. Hitler did that. And you're like, all right, yeah. Well, what about when Obama? It's like, yes, but Hitler still did that. So,
Yeah, I would think by Trump's second term, the whataboutism would stop, but I feel like the whataboutism has just gotten even worse.
I think there was a video I saw where this guy, this just happened, and he showed the video of Musk doing that to Trump supporters, and they're like, no, that didn't happen. That's AI. That's this and that's that. At that point, there's no reasoning with that. That's like cognitive dissonance. And I read this thing called the paradox of tolerance. Have you ever heard of this? It's this theory that you can be so tolerant that you're tolerant of the intolerant. So then it bites you back in the ass, where the intolerant eventually set up laws to make it to make the tolerant people not able to, to just live,
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I feel like I've become more tolerant to Trump.
Right.
Like in the beginning, I couldn't stand the guy. I couldn't even stand looking at him. But now he's just been there and he's not going away, that I don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
It's not just you though. Now it's the media. The media has completely turned on him in a way where it's like, okay, this is our guy for the next 4 years. We can't do anything about it now. We talked about it I think a few episodes ago, but there's no reason to talk shit about him anymore because he's there.
Get sued too.
Or,
Oh, yeah, well...
When Musk did that, there was a whole list of media, like the reports. None of them said the words Nazi salute. They all said alleged or this or that, because I think they're afraid that he would sue them. Because ABC, I think they either dropped their lawsuit or they're settled with Trump, because Stephanopoulos said something about Trump and then Trump sued him for like libel or slander or something like that. But it wasn't. He said the truth. But they just started kind of like going like, all right, King Trump.
Trump. Well, so that's the problem though, right? Because one of his main platforms he was fighting on was like freedom of speech and
immigration.
But with the freedom of speech, like this completely negates all freedom of speech. Now speech is not free anymore.
Oh.
Now you gotta own it, like Elon Musk does. He owns half of social media now.
Bezos owns Washington Post, Zuckerberg, Meta.
And now the news is even scared to report things. So everything we're getting is completely biased.
Yeah.
That's,
I don't know why this is so shocking to people that voted for him. Like he just pardoned the January 6th people, right? And I read an article saying that the Trump's voters are like upset at this. It's like, it's really interesting to see what you guys have gotten to, like, what are your trigger points now? It's like, oh, the Nazi stuff, the him being a rapist, the him inciting a riot, like all this shit, all that was fine. But him not taking these people to jail, like that's your thing.
Yeah.
And you go, and then it's weird. I don't know how to talk about this without sounding like catastrophic thinking or something like that.
Well, I think it's great because it's true though. Whether it's catastrophic thinking or not, it's everything you're saying has a point to it.
Yeah.
As opposed to somebody who on the other side, where everything they're saying has no point to it.
Dude, some fucking comedians. Yeah. If you're watching this, you're a fucking comedian. Most of you are so fucking dumb. It's ridiculous. Whenever they start talking, I know I'm a comedian and I know I'm an idiot and I know some of the things I said kind of had a point to them.
Right.
There are so many fucking comedians that are so fucking dumb, and when they talk about this shit, you go like, you need to talk about dating forever because you need to stop.
Stay out of politics. It's
Don't
not for
talk.
you.
Yeah, because some of them are so like nihilistic, where they talk about things going like they have such an apathy towards the world that if anybody were to think the way they thought, it would be a terrible way to live.
Yeah.
Name them right now.
Yeah,
What?
Name
I said
drop,
name,
baby.
Name
name
them?
all of them right now.
This would be take up the whole fucking time of this podcast.
Top 3. Which ones will go viral?
Which ones will go viral? You know, I will say I liked Bill Burr and the way he talks about it because he's still going after like insurance companies and he said free Luigi.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you go like, yeah, good on you. You're still kind of fighting the fight.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, so the cool thing, the thing I love about Burr is that, you know, he's on our side. He's a liberal, right?
Yes.
He's but he sounds like a right wing. Like
Yeah.
his passion comes
Yes.
off a little right wing.
Yeah.
But I think that's great because like everybody can agree with him. Then he's figured out a way how to talk to everybody. This is what we need as a fucking president. You know.
The people that, what do they say? The people that can be president will never be president.
Yeah.
It's but you know, here's the one silver lining is that maybe through all of this shit that's going on, maybe there will be someone as a reaction to all this that will be kind of more about humanity and being humane and tolerant and calling out tolerance and all that. So
You would hope. I never thought it would take till 2025 for this to be a thing
I
that we
didn't
talk
either.
about. But
I didn't either. I wasn't even like this before, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I never talked about any of this stuff. I also was apathetic towards it all because I never thought, you know how it used to be when we were younger, like politics was a boring topic. Like
Yeah.
it was just two guys talking about like, I don't know, something so minute. Then you go like, this doesn't affect me at all. And like, you know that they're both part of like keeping the system going
Right.
for better and for worse. And then it just keeps on, it kept on going
Yeah.
and kept on going. And you're like, this is affecting, you can't say at this point that this isn't affecting your life. That's what people used to say. And I think that's what I used to say. Like, this doesn't affect my life. It doesn't matter. Housing crisis happened. You're like, I don't own a house. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Fine. At this point, I don't see how it can't affect your life.
Well, so it's interesting that you bring that up, though. Like, because I was thinking this the other day. Like, yeah, Trump's in office again, but honestly, how does this affect me?
Yeah.
I don't see how it does. Like, if you're a woman, it affects you hardcore. If you're trans, it affects you hardcore.
Yeah.
If you're born here and you're an American citizen and you pay your taxes and you do everything the way you're supposed to do it, does it really affect you?
Well, DEI, he's removing that. So anybody with like, equity and inclusion, all that stuff, he removed all that. So like less job opportunities, basically.
Yeah.
He's putting tariffs up. He's like saying tariff. That means that everything's going to be increasing.
Right.
So you're going to go to grocery store and it will increase. That's also bad for us as comedians because people don't go to shows before they eat.
Oh,
People will eat.
Yeah.
We rely on disposable income.
We do.
So if they can't afford basic things, they'll just focus on that. And then they won't come to our shows. So
That's true. It's funny you bring that up because like the first thing to go whenever my pockets are tight is my Brazzers subscription.
yeah.
That is
Like,
completely disposable.
Yeah.
Income
Yeah.
and come.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I don't. But yeah, I do. I think about this shit too much now. I don't know why. But my girlfriend recently, she saw me kind of getting riled up, and she didn't like add on to it. So she's like, "All right, let's do some self-care."
Yeah.
So she put like the nose thing on me, and then the face mask and shit. And it helped.
It works.
Yeah.
I don't even know if doing it works, but you forget about all the other stuff that you were thinking about.
Yeah, you just go, all right, Nazis. I don't think about Nazis. It's crazy. They really figured out, how to like taking care of yourself and all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. No, my girlfriend's the same way. Like, well, first of all, she is like not like very left, but she's left.
Yeah.
Like, there's no wiggle room.
Okay.
You can't talk about something. You can't show her an opposing side to one of the things she believes in. Otherwise, she's automatically like, "You're Trumpy." You're a
Oh, so
Republican.
it's like to the others. Okay.
There's no nuance.
There's
to the
no
conversation.
nuance with
Oh,
her.
okay.
Yeah, and if you even try to argue something, you're automatically in that category.
Okay.
Yeah. So we try to not talk about political things because I'm not Trumpy. You know me. Everybody everybody that I hang out with, they know that. But I do see some flaws in the way some of the policies, liberals
of
have.
course.
So whenever Kate brings something up or there's a topic of discussion, I just try to stay away from it because it just makes me so mad when she's like, you're a Trumper, like it boils my bubbles because I'm like, I'm not,
Right.
like,
right. Yeah, it's gotten very personal for a lot of people. People don't want to.
Did you say boils your bubbles?
It boils my bubbles. That's a new thing I'm working on. I try to slip it in conversations.
It boils my
bubbles.
bubbles?
Yeah.
That's going to be your catchphrase?
Yeah. It boils my
You want to
bubbles.
boil my bubble? It'll be like your face just
one single bubble.
Yeah.
I will boil your bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you caught on to that. That's
I didn't even, that's good.
I've been trying to slip it in conversations. And
That's why I'm here.
If it goes right by,
Yeah.
then I'm like, hey, I think I might be onto something. Well,
You should force it on to like merch. You should do that. Underwear, cups. People will be like, "Oh, you never heard of that?"
Yeah,
No
yeah.
one's heard of it.
That should be like your outro.
Yeah.
Every episode.
And this boils my bubbles. It reminds me of Jim Carrey in Yes Man when he was the news reporter. And
Oh,
he's-
yeah.
It's like, and that's how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, I remember
But-
that. That'll be your catchphrase.
Yeah.
If you want to boil my bubble,
you
like
wanna
and subscribe.
Hit that button down
Yeah.
below.
That's good.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, the politics, it's crazy stuff going on. But aside from politics.
Yeah, sorry. I kept going into it. Yeah.
No, it's okay. I was going to say, I'm working on a new bit. You
Yeah.
want to help me out
Yeah,
with this one?
let's go. Is it
Okay.
about gay dudes or something?
They're all about gay dudes. Well, so it actually just happened this morning. I was thinking about it. I was like, I'll workshop it.
Yeah.
So I was at the gym. That's the bit. No, I'm joking.
It's a good bit. It's a good start. Health is wealth. Yeah.
I was at the gym
Yeah.
and there was this girl working out next to me, and she had one of those, like, god damn ass.
Nice.
Like not just like a regular, like a crazy ass. And it was one of those asses where you had to look.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
You can't not look at it.
Yeah.
So I took a look at the ass. She saw me look at the ass, and then she was so disgusted that I looked at her ass. But then 5 minutes later, this other dude who was like super jacked and ripped, like he had the cum gutters and everything.
Yeah.
He looked at her ass, and then she was blushing, and she liked it.
Yeah.
So like, why did he get to look at her ass but not me?
Because he's ripped.
But like, so you can only look at the ass if it's attainable ass?
No. You got to look at it as, if you're in shape.
Yeah.
If you get that reaction. That's how you know you're in shape. That's how you know you got to do some more push-ups. If women start looking at you all fucking disgusting and shit, like hot women,
Yeah.
you haven't done it yet.
I haven't. Yeah, I still gotta
You still got to.
get on that machine a little bit longer. Okay, but I think it's
It's the way it's the way the bubble boils.
I guess it's true. But we both looked at it for the same reason. We're both being.
Yeah, but you're not the same.
But what?
You're not the same people. He's fucking ripped, bro.
Yeah, no, I know he's ripped,
He's
but
jacked. He can fuck you and her at the same time.
that would be the
That's
goal.
what he's working towards.
Yeah, but the whole thing just kind of reminded me of like credit, right?
Credit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if you have bad credit and you try to apply for more credit, you're just gonna get worse credit.
Yeah.
But if you have okay credit and then you try to apply for credit, you might get it.
Yeah.
So the comparison in my head was like, I have bad credit. And
Bad body credit.
Yeah, I have bad body credit.
Yeah.
And then I looked at her ass, and now she just thinks I'm a fucking creep.
Yeah,
now
yeah.
I'm worse off than before I started.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where my head's going with this bit.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, it's. Did it motivate you to work out harder?
No.
No.
No, I left. The
You left?
second she looked at me like that, I felt fucking weird. I got the hell out of there.
Damn.
But
It would be funny if you came up to the guy and said, "I'd fuck you too." Fuck you both. Just so you know. All right?
I was looking at her ass to get to your ass.
Yeah. The only way to impress her is if you butt fuck that guy.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
That was a dude butt fucking with the ass.
Yeah. That's where my mind went for the bit. You went credit cards. I was like, yeah, butt fuck this dude.
I went credit card. You went credit card swipe.
Yeah. I'm going to boil your bubble. I'm going to do that.
With my mouth.
Yeah. I wanted to ask. There was one topic that I thought was funny, but I didn't understand the context where you said white guy jokes. What was it? White guy jokes are stale?
Oh, yeah.
What was the context of that?
Yeah, Eric, do you want to chime in? Because
Yeah.
you thought of this one, yeah.
Yeah, so I went to Raj's monthly show the other day.
Yeah.
And
In Brooklyn, right? The
Right.
Grenade.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a nice little venue. And one of the comedians, or multiple comedians, one of the comedians, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He started making white people jokes, and which is fine, but it was the generic. Oh,
White guys can't dance.
No, almost, kind of. It has become that.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, we're in this Brooklyn area with all the hipster white people, and the white people are looking at me funny, and it's like, no, they're not really looking at you funny, and they're also laughing, not because it's funny, but because they feel like they need to laugh at themselves, even if
Right.
it's not humorous.
Yeah.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
right. Like, I'm right.
Right.
I want to be on the right side.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of those laughters. It's
Right,
like
yeah.
there is. I think Raj might have made a couple of white people jokes, but it's not. There's actual comedy behind it. Like
You know what's funny behind
Thank
it?
you.
Before you said all this, you just went, nice guy. And then you just started saying all this other stuff. Nice guy, but he's a real fucking plain idiot.
yeah, well,
I don't know who this is. Is this a white This wasn't a white comic.
No,
No,
it's
no.
a black comic.
Yeah, well,
I
nice
didn't
guy,
want. I
but-
didn't want to say that because he was the only black comic of that night, and if he
All right.
watches it
Oh,
for
yeah.
some reason,
I don't know what you're talking about, but that's funny. I should start doing it. Nice guy, but holy shit. This guy should quit.
However, he runs a hot show, so
Yeah.
we like him very much. But
No, he might be a nice person.
No,
but he
no,
thought-
he's a great person.
Yeah.
But we did notice, and it wasn't just him. He was doing it that night.
Yeah.
But we've seen a lot of comics do it, over the last couple of years. Like if you're a black comic or if you're a comic of color,
Yeah.
your go-to is like, oh, white people, like you guys are so scared I'm here, right? And then they all laugh, or like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I
That's
guess-"
here.
Yeah, that's.
in city and LA and major.
I see it everywhere. Like white people making
Liberal
fun of.
cities, I mean. No?
No,
You
no.
see it even in conservative cities.
Yeah, if anything, I see it more in conservative
Really?
cities. Yeah, because in conservative cities, they probably are scared. There's a black guy.
That's actually more honest. You do it in a- yeah.
Yeah, in a conservative city, I'll let it pass. But
Right.
in a liberal
right.
city,
And
I'm
you
like,
kind of go, yeah.
yeah, come on, you're not.
Yeah.
This is 2025. White people aren't scared of black people anymore, and or at least
They might be
They might
scared.
be.
They might be.
Yeah.
But they do things to kind of counteract that.
correct. Yeah, but if you're at a comedy show and if there's a black guy on stage, nobody's like surprised there's a black guy on stage anymore. you know?
Anymore. Yeah.
Or like, oh, like I'm the only Indian person here. Like the odds are you're not.
Yeah.
Like those
Yeah.
kind of jokes are just low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
And me and Eric both found that the audience is just laughing to not be mean
Racist
or
or something.
racist
Yeah.
because they're scared of being racist.
Yeah.
But even the white people are kind of like, come on, man. Like,
But did you see any white people in the crowd just going, dude,
no, but you could
shut the
feel
fuck
it.
up.
Yeah.
All right.
That guy would have his
He would
ass
have gotten
got
up and
kicked,
been like,
yeah.
bro, I'm not scared of you.
Yeah, I don't
You
care
start
if you're black. Your blackness means nothing to me.
And then all the white people will turn on that white person like, hey, yo, what the fuck?
Like, you
Trump
got-
supporter? What's going on? Yeah, there's a weird thing now where it's, I don't know if this is true, but specifically in Brooklyn, there's like a new type of white liberal where they try to say that they're not that white liberal. You know what I mean? Like they're like the kinds of white people that kind of go like, well, I live around liberal white people and they suck.
Oh,
So I'm not like I'm not like them, even though they live in Greenpoint and they do this and they do that. It's like they're trying to separate themselves from
Like I live in Park Slope, but
stereotype.
I'm not like them.
I'm not like them, even though every part of your life is exactly like that.
100%
Where you
like
guys, you have a fucking, I don't know.
Mom and dad pay for
Your
their
mom
apartment.
and dad pay. You're a nepo kid and all that stuff, and like you're the same as them, except you're trying not to be like them. It's like really then.
Yeah, you're 22 years old and you're doing stand-up comedy full time. You're 100%
yeah,
like
yeah. And they talk about dismantling capitalism, yet you own a fucking townhouse.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't
and
know
the
what
coffee
you're
shop
talking-
attached to
Yeah.
it. Yeah. That's
Also Marxists. They're also
They're
they're
all
also all
Marxists,
Marxists. I've never seen more pictures of Lenin and Stalin in one borough. It's fucking crazy. Like coming from the former Soviet Union, like my mom took a picture of it one time and she's like, "What is this? This guy's murdered so many people. Why is he on
well, like a true hipster, you just keep bringing that shit back. You know, it's
horseshoe theory?"
Yeah, the horseshoe theory. Yeah.
There was there was like a TikTok thing going around where Osama was
the letter.
was like the guy. I mean, I think that's blown over, but for a minute he was like
The letter that he wrote. I think it was
Yeah.
before or after 9/11, where he basically justified his reasoning for doing it.
Yeah.
And the first paragraph or the first two paragraphs were him saying how America is the world's babysitter or something like that. Like they're basically the oppressor and all that stuff, which to a certain extent he does have a point. But this is the shitty thing about TikTok. They don't read the whole fucking
Yeah, they just
letter.
read the first two paragraphs.
The last of it is that it's because of the Jews and it's because of this and it's because of that. And
You know, I
Yeah,
will
it's
say, I'm starting to feel a little left out. You know, a lot
In
of
what's-
these letters, a lot of these manifests, even Hitler's manifest,
No
nobody ever
Indians?
mentions the Indians.
the British, don't they?
Well, yeah,
British,
you know,
really.
They were pretty inclusive, but
They took over a lot.
they weren't really, you know, it's these fucking Nazis. They wanted to kill everybody, but they didn't care about us.
No,
and then,
no.
And then Bin Laden
Yeah.
mentioned the Jews,
Yeah.
mentioned a bunch of people, I think,
Yeah.
but no Hindus. Why?
Do you? Well, you guys got to start like I don't know, being more violent. I don't know.
We
the
tried.
stereotype.
We tried. We took out Gandhi. That was us. We did that on our own.
Yeah, that's true.
But I guess if you kill somebody that doesn't fight back, that doesn't really.
Did you ever go to England and do
I've-
comedy in England?
No, I've been to. No. I've been to London, but I haven't done comedy out there.
It's interesting the way the Indian comics talk about, like what you were saying about like how black comics go to white rooms or something like that, and they say like, "Oh, you guys are scared of something."
Yeah.
It's Indian comics. Some of them talk about British rooms, like British people like that, because they're the colonizers and the
Right.
Indians were the colonized, so they would go and they would talk like that.
Like I bet you're scared to see an Indian person here.
Or
right now?
something about like the relationship between white and black and Indian and British, but it's kind of not the same because white people here and black people, they're kind of like they took over the enslaved and all that stuff, right? But in England, they didn't. I don't correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think they brought Indians to England.
They
did.
They did.
Okay,
They
then I'm
brought
wrong.
them over as slaves.
They did.
Yeah.
Then
yeah,
I'm an idiot.
Yeah. No.
See, I told you I was a fucking idiot.
But not to the extent like
Okay.
what Americans did with black
Right,
people.
right.
Yeah, but they did bring, you know, like all the higher ups. You know, they had their own little crew of slaves and stuff. And
They did?
They brought them over from India. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. Discount everything I just said. All right, never mind. I thought that they were just like England went there. They did all their bullshit.
Oh, are you talking about after the partition?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. After the partition, yeah. No. They didn't bring
Oh,
anyone over,
okay. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
All right. Discount the other thing. I'm not. No.
But yeah, that's true. But how's the vibe out there whenever Indian comics do that out there? Is it
They
still,
take it well.
They take it well.
Yeah, because British people have British guilt.
Mm.
They do have a form of white guilt, like the Americans have it here.
Yeah.
White Americans have it here.
Yeah.
They have that shit there. Yeah, of course they do.
But that's so, well, I guess going back to this topic, like the white guilt, you know, you think it's kind of, and trust
What?
me, I'm brown, so
Yeah.
I don't feel for them, but I think it's kind of time to move on from the white guilt.
When I went to Germany, I took a tour in Berlin, and they have so many museums and monuments and all that stuff, and they gave reparations to Jews after of the World War II
Right.
and the Holocaust. Jews don't really, not that they don't like forget or that, but I think a lot of Jewish people kind of acknowledge the fact that Germany tried very hard to kind of like say, yo, like here's some money, here's museums, I think they even gave them cars and shit, like some of their Benzes and stuff like that.
Right.
And I don't think white people here did that
For black
for
people.
black people. I think they're those programs like affirmative action and all that stuff. Again, they probably did a lot more. I'm not.
Right, but no, it's true. Like I think they tried, like, you know, those programs, but systematically, you know, it's hard for black people even to get the chance to get into those programs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I guess we should feel guilty. Not we. White people should continue to feel guilty because
Yeah, I mean, it is like a big hang up, and it's like I think that's what a lot of politicians like Trump and all them, where they like these certain groups of white people where they say that, where they kind of go like, well, why do I keep talking about white guilt? Like I'm broke, you know. They're also dumb, like these people that are like Southern poor white people.
Yeah.
So it's like they're saying like, you shouldn't feel bad for that or this or that. Kind of go.
Yeah,
It's
well,
true. Maybe you shouldn't feel bad, but at the same time, like you should acknowledge that your great grandfather was a slave owner. And
yeah, seriously. Your great grandfather had a bunch of black people locked up in his basement.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And also, what is it like? You know, Civil War happened, and they.
and
It's
there was
very.
people who were fighting to keep it. That's
Yes.
the crazy part.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. But
And
then
they
when
still have the fucking flags. Like
Yeah.
there, they still say, "Oh, the Confederacy, the South shall rise again."
Yeah.
The statues of those people. It's like, imagine if I went to Germany and I started seeing like fucking Hitler's statue. That would be insane to me.
that would be completely insane.
But here, it's very common. I went to what was it, Maine, and they have lighthouses there, and it's beautiful
Right.
lighthouses. And I remember I was looking at it, and I wanted to know what this lighthouse was. Like, is there a name? I don't know. I looked at the lighthouse. The name was called N-word Lighthouse. It was something like
just
that.
N-word or
Something like that. It had the N-word.
full R, hard R?
Yeah.
Whoa, 2 G's.
And this isn't, yeah, two G's, yeah, no, just one. So it's okay. And this was in the North.
That's crazy.
And this is like common history. It's like sometimes they can't even like, imagine if I can't even imagine, like I'm black, I'm just trying to enjoy a view in the lighthouse. And I'm just going like, hey, what's this thing? And I look at it, like I can't even
Jesus,
forget that this is, you can't go outside of how you're viewed and stuff. So it probably really, like it shocked me. I can't imagine how much it would shock
yeah,
black
yeah.
person.
But you laughed.
I laughed.
You definitely laughed.
Yeah, I laughed. I took a picture and sent it to all my black friends. I'm like, LMAO. Yeah. Can you believe this? Let's go. Let's go hang out here. Take shout out pictures.
Hashtag N-word lighthouse.
N-word. Yeah, it's crazy. That's probably gonna go viral the next 4 years. That'll be like where all the Trump supporters go to like do their shout out pictures and shit.
That'd be so crazy. Can you imagine what they would say to each other? Meet me at the...
Yeah. They're gonna be their spot every year. That's how they're gonna celebrate January 6th. They just go there. We're here. Yeah.
Where? At the...
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's great. I mean, that's horrible, but that's...
Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you think of Nelly and Snoop Dogg performing at the inauguration?
I think that I didn't know they still needed the money. I thought that they were rich rappers, like Snoop Dogg of all people. I'm like, this guy sells like I don't even know. Doesn't
I
he
think
sell
now
like
he's doing,
Mountain Dew or something?
Well, some drink, and I think now he's doing T-Mobile.
And then he was doing the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like, why do you need to be everywhere?
Yeah, and if anything, I think it was Snoop Dogg who said of the first time that if any rapper performs at
did?
his inauguration, like they're hacks, or he condemned
He
it
did.
almost. Yeah, he did.
Well, you know, there's a conspiracy going on because I think both of them did that to avoid anything with Diddy.
Ooh.
So like they might have thought he was like they were part of it. Mm-hmm. So I think it's like a favor for a favor.
Right.
I don't know.
I'll get you a play. I mean, you performed for the president. There's no way you could diddle the little kid at a dinner party.
Yeah, it's a direct correlation. Yeah.
That's smart if that is what happened. But
I don't know. People, this is one thing I've noticed about, I think, the election and people in general is like people are starting to not. People are just kind of just willing to just let go of their values and morals and all that stuff just to keep going. And it doesn't even go to poor people. It's even Nelly and Snoop. Like it could be that Diddy did all that, like, you know, has something on him. Could also be that they just go like, yeah, I don't care. I want to be.
We've we've discussed it over the last couple episodes in
this?
regards to comedians.
Say it again, sorry.
In regards to comedians doing that
fucking
over
awful.
the past, you know,
in the past
couple of years,
last weeks,
Yeah.
like Schultz, Rogan, Theo, they had Trump on the podcast, on his podcast. You don't get to have that excuse of saying we're just comedians, like we don't have any influence, and have a presidential candidate
on your podcast,
the week before the election.
Yeah.
Like if you were just a comedian, you would have had him at any point. But there's a reason he wants to be on yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think that's Trump calling. Yep. So yeah, comedians like.
But I mean, I guess to argue the other end, Kamala could have easily. I mean, we don't have to go into it, but Kamala could have easily done the same thing where it wouldn't appear as though these podcasts are only having these right-wing politicians on, because like Rogan, he did ask for Kamala to be on. I'm sure flagrant. I mean, we don't know, but I'm sure they might have asked her as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bernie was on Theo, and then Trump was on the next week. So I mean, Theo.
Bernie didn't run. Bernie wasn't running.
Right, but I'm saying to the argument of like before the election, Kamala's not saying yes, I guess. So maybe they had Bernie. We don't know the inner workings of that.
Yeah. But isn't it also a thing of like Tony being part of the inauguration or whatever? No, what was it? The RNC, the convention?
Well, he's not someone that is claiming to not be on the Trump bandwagon.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas like a Schultz kind of plays into the fact that he's a Trump supporter, but you don't actually know because he might just be doing it because he knows that these clips are going to go viral and people are going to say, "Oh, fuck you because you like Trump," but deep down he's not. He didn't even vote for Trump. I'm not saying that is the case, but it is possibly the case.
Yeah. I mean, even if he didn't vote for him, it's still. You made him more likable and approachable, and you made him seem like a cool guy.
Yeah, you humanized somebody that probably shouldn't have been humanized.
And this is what I was talking about, the paradox of tolerance. It's like after a certain point, you got to eventually call out things for what they are. Like having Tucker Carlson on your podcast, whatever it is, like you can say like, yeah, he's this, he's that, but after a certain point, didn't the Russian government work with him and collude with him? It's like, just there's a line somewhere, you know, and like you can't just always use the excuse of, well, I'm just getting clicks and stuff. It's like, yeah, well, your clicks led to his election, and now everything that happened, you didn't directly do it, but you played a part. And do you really want that on your conscience? If you don't care, then yeah, sure.
Well, I don't think they do care. I think they
That's
care
the
about
problem.
what it gets them. They don't care about what the result is. or like what happens after the podcast.
Yeah.
I think they care about the fact that
Tickets.
it sells tickets and increases viewers and more clicks and more clips.
This is another thing. I guess I'm going over time, but
That's
the one thing that I really don't like is that people, like, whenever I say this, and then, not you didn't say this, but I'm saying, like, the rebuttal to that is always like, well, these comedians are just like, they're just playing the game. Like, it's just part of the system. And it's like, you can say that about anything. So you could just go like, I'm in America, I'm part of the system, so like I shouldn't be held accountable for any decision I make, you know? Schultz, like, I don't know. Like, then why don't you just start, like, you know, messing with more people and start fucking with more people? I don't like that excuse. Like, it's the system. It's like, yes,
but it's
systems
also,
are always bad. But it
Yeah.
doesn't mean you shouldn't be held. You shouldn't hold yourself accountable. You know?
true. And also, this wasn't always a system for comedians.
Yeah.
This is what the system is now, which I
Yeah.
still don't think is correct.
Yeah.
But this was never the system for comedians back in the 90s or 80s.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't influence mass electoral decisions.
Yeah.
Like,
It's crazy.
yeah.
They're part of politicians' press campaigns, which is that's insane. And I didn't know I would know people that had something to do with the
Yeah.
election. You go like,
And-
dude, this is crazy.
And I just want to make it clear, like, it's not just me shitting on people that endorsed Trump or indirectly endorsed Trump.
Yeah.
I was kind of annoyed whenever Taylor Swift put out her endorsement for Harris.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you know about any of this
No, you
stuff?
don't.
You should not be able to influence this many people to pick a
Yeah.
a candidate. Like,
Yeah.
that should come from somebody who's been doing the research and who knows what's going on.
Yeah. Taylor Swift knows as much as Andrew Schultz, Theo Vaughn, and Joe Rogan and all them.
Yeah, yeah.
But they also, Theo Vaughn went to the inauguration. So, like,
His chair broke.
Yes, his chair broke, and it was like, hey, this is silly. It's like, yeah, well, he just pardoned everyone on January 6th. Yeah, that's so fucking silly.
So silly. I think the chair breaking was actually part of the shtick.
Really?
I mean, of all the people whose chair broke, it was
Theo
Theo
Vaughn.
Vaughn.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think this was intentional.
According to him, it was Logan messing with his
That he
chair.
took the
Yeah,
things
he's.
off.
I don't know if he was genuinely upset, but according to his Twitter, he was actually upset over it.
Theo was upset?
Yeah, he posted
What
about
was
it.
he upset about?
He was upset that Logan fucked with his chair. He's like, that's not the time and place to do that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he's
also,
one to talk about the time
Yeah,
and
the
place
time
for
and
things. Yeah.
it's not the time and place to be at the inauguration, dude.
Yeah. So that proves that sort of like this guy's, you know.
Yeah, yes, now obviously.
Yeah.
But I guess my argument was if he had Kamala on,
Yeah.
in addition to Trump, does the argument stay the same? Because
Maybe not.
Because we also don't know if he did reach out. I'm assuming he did because Rogan did. I'm assuming everybody did. She just chose not to go on those, and we've had that discussion before. She probably should have.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's where it's like a Rogan, he comes out and he says, I'm endorsing him.
Yeah.
Theo just has them on the show, doesn't actually say it, but you can probably tell through his actions and the people he hangs out with, he's most likely
Endorsing
Right.
him.
endorsing him.
Yeah. He's also, I should say, Trump is an alleged rapist. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
why would you have an alleged, if it wasn't Trump and I told you this guy's an alleged rapist, would you have him on your podcast? No. But
No.
so
yeah.
even that, you kind of go like, why are we sliding by the fact that
I knew an alleged rapist.
you knew?
I-
I know. I'm in comedy. There's a lot of
We probably
rape.
have quite a few
Yeah,
mutual
I've
alleged-
never met more sexual abusers since starting. I've never understood. Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Is that like a requirement to be a comedian? Like, it's,
Yeah, the power. Yeah.
Name names.
Name. They'll
But
probably
this-
sue me.
yeah. Well, this one dude I knew, he was an alleged rapist, and I cut ties with him instantly. The second everybody found out, and it was like buzz.
Comedian?
Yeah, comedian. The second it was buzz, I cut ties with him instantly, even though we were really good friends. But the second
Can't.
this came out, I was like, I can't do it. So the fact that, and this was someone I knew, you know,
Yeah.
and I've had like years of relationship with this guy. But the fact that, like, you know, Theo and Joe are like, hey, let's get this alleged rapist on our
Yeah.
podcast. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I don't know. I probably sound like a social justice warrior or something, like saying all these things, but I'm not, and I don't. I think they're fucking annoying, you know, and they don't. I don't think I don't really like them. They don't really like me. I didn't think it was a liberal position to say that a rapist was a rapist.
Yeah,
apparently,
apparently.
I didn't know. It's really weird.
Yeah, what is the conservative argument to that? Like, well, maybe
that he's a rich man. That people want his money.
yeah.
But
That's insane. It's still an abuse of power, though. Even if that is the case, that's
With comedy too, it's pretty.
I mean, every comedy scene that I've been a part of, like,
All right, you were in the Philly.
I was in the
scene.
Philly
Yeah.
scene. Huge rape stuff came
Really?
out. Completely
Oh my
changed
God.
the course of the Philly comedy scene.
That's crazy.
And then I was in the Orlando, Florida comedy scene for a little bit.
I didn't know that.
Some rape stuff came out. Once again, huge stuff came out. Like, why? Why is it so prevalent in comedy? And I'm thinking it's because female comedians try to cozy up to male comedians to
Get booked.
And I'm not saying like male comedians are the gatekeepers. It just so happens that dude comedians get more chances for some reason. I don't know why. But some female comedians will cozy up to dude comedians, and then they'll take advantage of the girls, and they won't say anything for a little bit until somebody says something, and then it just blows up.
Yeah.
Which is completely valid and justified.
Yeah.
Somebody should say something and do something about it, and those people should be ostracized. But
Yeah.
but these blow-ups happen in so many comedy scenes, and it's crazy that this is the community we're part of, and we're the
We're the outliers.
we're the outliers.
Yeah, for calling out. Yeah, in England it's even worse
Really?
because it's considered you're not allowed to name. There's no such thing. Like here, it's like
You can name names.
you can name names. It's not illegal. There, you can't do that.
Wow.
There are known, from what they told me, there are known, like with Russell Brand. That actually came out. Russell Brand, like he's a rapist, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knew that. Everybody knew that for like 10, 15 years. And I think, I forgot how they got it. It got leaked or something like that. But that's why when you see his YouTube channel, now he's a Christian. And now he changed his thing of like, oh, I'm a free thinker. Like he cozies up to people like Jordan Peterson. And
But that always seems to be the move. Like
Yeah.
When you're accused of these things, you make that right turn.
yeah,
Yeah, you go full
you
on.
grift to
Yeah.
that.
You grift to either religious or
Yeah.
super Republican because you know that side is those
They don't
those
care.
people are going to be like either I don't care or I don't believe the
or
accuser
They
Yeah.
forgive you.
because you
forgive you.
Yeah.
forgive you because you're religious now.
Yeah. Which I think is such a shitty cop out.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's a very common thing with social media people, like content creators and stuff, is that once something happens or something declines, the numbers, in order to get them up, for some reason, it's always that side. They go like with the right wing side because, yeah, they're so accepting of this like terrible behavior. They don't care. And also you give them a thing of like Andrew Tate, where he goes like, oh, you got to be a man, you got to do this, like alpha male shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's why, like, if you want this podcast to go like mega viral,
Yeah.
you
I
gotta
told them.
start talking about like red pill shit.
Hell
how
yeah.
like women should be in a
Subservient.
in a barn or some shit.
yeah.
But you got to do a new thing. You can't just do like Tate, like, yeah, you know, I'm a man, I deserve 10 women or something like that. It's got to be like a new sexism.
All right. Well, here, let's give it a shot.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
you could do this with you're Indian.
Yeah.
So you could do the Indian version of that,
Oh.
because
which
then you
is-
can back it into your culture.
Yeah, this is just how we are. This is what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nobody will call you a red pill, whatever the fuck. You'll just be like, bro, I'm Indian.
I'm Indian, man.
I came in like this. I am Indian.
I was blessed. I came in with the penis.
Yeah.
I am the superior one.
Yeah.
And
Oh my god.
oh dear. All right. Well, let's wrap this puppy up in a bow. We gotta get out of here.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Natan Badalov. Have I been saying this correctly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because for the first 10 years of knowing
Nathan.
you, I've been calling you
10 years.
Nathan. But I think you've been introducing yourself as Nathan.
No, the first year in comedy, I said Nathan because people kept pronouncing it that way. I didn't have the. I thought if I just keep correcting people, it's like gonna be forever. But then I thought, why am I letting you say my name wrong? And eventually,
So Natan
yeah.
Badalov.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You got anything cool coming up?
Yeah, I do a work in progress show. We're doing a new hour
In Astoria.
Yeah, first Sunday of every month at Toodles and French. It's like a wine bar. They got a little room in the back.
Yeah, right on Ditmars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It won best new restaurant, so check it out.
Nice.
Yeah. In
Toodles
America, apparently.
Oh,
Yes.
in America?
Yeah,
Wow.
by USA Today or something. Yeah.
Cool. I'll check it out. When was it? Sunday?
First Sunday of every month.
All right, cool.
2/2. The next one's 2. When does this come out?
This will come out tomorrow.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
2/2.
All right, so I'll see you. I'll come by. I'll check
You
it
will?
out.
Oh, cool, man.
Eric, you got anything coming up?
No, I'm about to be homeless.
Man,
Gonna
what
apply
the
for unemployment.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I know some lifeguards that are hiring right now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you guys want to start a GoFundMe for Eric, you should.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got nothing going on. I guess the next thing on my schedule is Holy Hand Grenade next month in February, the third Saturday of every month at Industry City. But
The grenade.
yes,
Yeah, nice.
yes.
Yeah.
But if
good.
there's any comics out there that want to book me to open for them, do it. I'm
Nice.
willing to travel. I'll blow someone. I'll do it. All right. Well, signing off. Raj Against the Machine. You guys are awesome. Thank
Peace.
you guys. Bye.
Yeah.